Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we are setting the stage for a truly fascinating transformation. We're going to look at how an incredibly inexpensive, credit card-sized circuit board can literally be turned into a powerful life hack tool. So if you're looking for efficient, structured ways to sort of level up your technical skills while drastically improving your day-to-day life at the exact same time, well, you are in exactly the right place. So what can a $60 computer actually do? Let me ask you this directly. Are you just totally tired of paying expensive monthly cloud subscriptions? Are you exhausted by those invasive, unskippable ads that seem to track you across literally every device in your home? What if I told you that a tiny piece of hardware is the ultimate DIY solution to all of these modern annoyances? Because it is. There's this tech blog called We Must Be Geeks, and they perfectly put it like this. The best project is the one that solves a problem you have. And honestly, that really frames our entire journey today. We are going to start with the most basic beginner gear, and then we'll move all the way up to next-level AI robotics. And we'll do the whole shebang entirely by focusing on projects that solve real, actual problems.
All right, let's dive right in with Section 1, Meet the Raspberry Pi and your starter kit essentials.
To cross the starting line, you obviously need the right gear. The latest iteration, which is the Raspberry Pi 5, is an absolute game changer. It boasts a massive 2 to 3 times speed jump over previous models. I mean, it's so fast now that it can actually function as a totally usable daily driver desktop computer. You'll want the Pi 5 itself, and I definitely recommend the 8GB model if you want to run multiple services, an official power supply, a case with an active cooling fan, because let me tell you, the Pi 5 runs hot, and a fast 256GB microSD card or an SSD. If you want it all in one box, you can just grab a complete bundle, like the Kit Starter Kit, for right around $130. Now, what's truly fascinating here is the cost-to-value ratio. Once you spend that initial $130, your ongoing costs are practically zero. A Pi 5 uses roughly 5 to 10 watts. To put that into perspective, that translates to an electricity cost of only $5 to $10 a year to leave this computer running continuously, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's it. Okay, let's transition to Section 2. Quick and easy wins. Now, if you've never touched a line of code or a terminal before, do not worry. We are going to completely break the intimidation barrier right now. Let's look at what is arguably the single best first project you can possibly do. Think about the tedious task of installing ad blockers on your laptop, your phone, your tablet, and then realizing, wait, you still can't block ads on your smart TV? Enter the Pi-hole. In about 30 minutes, you can set up Pi-hole on your Raspberry Pi. It essentially acts as a giant sinkhole for your entire Wi-Fi network, stripping out YouTube ads on your TV and blocking tracking scripts across every single device connected to your router. It's magic. Here is another massive win. Ditching expensive monthly cloud storage for a free personal NAS, or network-attached storage. By installing software like NextCloud or Open Media Vault on your Pi and just plugging in an external hard drive, you essentially create your own private cloud. You eliminate those annoying subscription fees entirely, and more importantly, you keep total control over your private photos and files. Nobody else has access to your data. Let me ask you this. Do you have an old, dumb USB printer just sitting in a closet gathering dust? By using a system called Cups on your Raspberry Pi, you can turn that thing into a wireless network printer in about 20 minutes. Anyone on your Wi-Fi, whether they're on a Mac, Windows, or a phone, can hit print without wrestling with cables or drivers. It is an incredibly fast, quality-of-life upgrade for absolutely any household. All right, let's move to the next phase. Section 3, Smart Home Automation through Local Network Control.
The absolute crucial point here is local control. By running the open-source Home Assistant software on an 8GB Pi 5, you become the true master of your smart home. Right now, if you buy commercial smart bulbs or thermostats, they rely on a corporate cloud server somewhere. If that company goes out of business, boom, your home automation breaks. But with Home Assistant on a Pi, everything runs locally. Your smart home belongs to you. And this brilliantly illustrates just how easy the Internet of Things can be. Building a hyperlocal weather dashboard sounds like some crazy PhD project, right? But look at these steps. You just snap a sensor board called a SenseHat onto your Pi. You install the initial state Python module. You run a single GitHub clone command. And just like that, in maybe 20 minutes, you merge outside API weather data with the actual temperature and humidity inside your house, all viewable on a beautiful dashboard.
Okay, now we enter the mastery phase of the maker's journey. Section 4, Next-Level AI Projects, exploring robotics and machine learning with Viam.
Let's completely demystify AI with this pet feeder project. You attach a basic USB webcam and a 3D printed motorized food dispenser to your Pi. Using the VAM software, you take a bunch of pictures of your specific cat or dog. The software then trains a machine learning model so it actually recognizes your pet. When your pet walks up to the camera, the computer vision triggers the stepper motor and it dispenses a treat. You guys, you just built a custom AI robot. And you can apply that exact same logic to home security. With a Pi board and a standard USB webcam, you can build a system that uses local facial verification. It learns the faces of your family members. When an approved face walks to the door, it automatically disarms the alarms. If it's an unrecognized face, it's sent to a text alert immediately. It's a custom, highly intelligent security system that strictly respects your privacy and requires absolutely zero monthly cloud subscriptions.
To wrap up this explainer, let's rapidly fire through Section 5, Rapid Fire Inspiration and Advanced Use Cases, just to show the absolute limitlessness of this hardware. First up, pure nostalgia. By installing software called RetroPie, your Raspberry Pi transforms into a flawless retro gaming console. The Pi 5 easily handles demanding emulators like the Nintendo 64. You literally get an authentic arcade experience right in your living room for just a tiny fraction of the cost of collecting expensive, dedicated vintage hardware. Next, the ultimate home theater experience. Because the Raspberry Pi runs off a tiny microSD card, you can simply hot swap cards to completely change the computer's entire purpose. Pop in a card loaded with LibreELEC and Kodi, and instantly, your Pi is a bloatware-free, ad-free 4K media center capable of streaming local movie files flawlessly to your TV. And for the highly technical learners out there, especially engineering students, how about building a lightweight Kubernetes cluster? Using a distribution called K3s, you can network multiple Pi 5s together. It is the absolute perfect, low-risk, low-cost sandbox for learning modern DevOps, containerization, and orchestration on real physical ARM hardware. So we've seen how this tiny board can block every ad in your house, run your smart home completely locally, recognize your pets with AI, and act as a 4K media center. My challenge to you is simple. Grab a $130 starter kit this weekend. Take that very first step into the incredibly rewarding world of microcomputing. The tools are cheaper and more accessible than they have ever been before. So the only question left really is, which problem will you solve first?